Hello and welcome to A Dose of Rags podcast, episode 34. Yes, folks, world is moving. Ceasefires are being called. Wars are continuing. Trade wars are being settled. We are in a major point in our news history. But before we get to
and Jay has almost lost his herpes. It's almost gone. Barely there.
Jay's herpes almost gone. Now, what a bad luck for you, Jay. It was your birthday this week, and you have to go out with herpes and answer the question to everybody. What happened to your face? You got to answer that 100 times. Your teeth, by the way, do look beautiful, by the way. You got the nice, big, white teeth that we all love.
When the hell did they get so white?
Did you get them whitened?
Did you get them whitened?
Okay.
I did go for dental cleaning.
Maybe you got a tan or something?
Did you get them camped?
Yeah, when I look darker, my teeth just naturally look whiter.
Your teeth look fantastic.
I know, my goodness. Jeez.
You got the beaver. But yeah, it was your birthday. You turned 42 years old. The great 42, number 42. Who's that? Number 42? Dose?
Jackie Robinson?
There you go, goddammit. You know your sports. You're 42 years old. You came back from India. You're now back in reality, the United States. You know, we obviously, you celebrated your birthday with your family and your girlfriend. They met for the first time. Give us what happened this weekend.
Yeah, so actually I had my birthday at a winery. So my thought process was, because last year I had a dinner, right? Dose was there last year, but everybody with family and kids, they had to kind of go right after the dinner. They couldn't really stay out. So I was like, all right, let me do something during the day where it'll be kind of easier for everyone that has families and kids. And I wanted to do something already outdoors, right? And you know what your brother said to me? He's like, when the fuck did you get so fancy having your birthday at a winery? He's like, goddamn.
Which one?
V.
Oh, yeah, because it wouldn't be the other one.
So you were expecting the children to come out during the day as well?
Well, some people did bring their kids.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. No, look, you're being respectful for people and their families. So
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and why?
It was the first time your friends met Winter, your girlfriend, right?
Yeah. So I brought my girl to my birthday, and it's the first time she got to meet all my friends. The only people that she's met are you two, because you guys were there that night.
Oh yeah, shit. That's shit.
Literally, you guys are the
so she's like, oh, here's the normal ones.
So she got to meet everyone, and of course, some of them were like, "What the hell, Jay? You have a girl? Why the fuck didn't we know?" And I was like, "That's because I haven't seen you in 6 months. What do you want me to do? Send out a mass text to alert everyone? You know what I mean?"
So that
That's
means you
good.
haven't. Your status on social media doesn't say. What does that say? Does that say you're in a relationship?
Is there no status on Instagram?
Does it not? Isn't there?
No.
Only on Facebook.
You're not married on Instagram, Dose. Fuck out of here.
So, you don't have any pictures of her on Instagram?
Nah, I don't even know if she has Instagram. I don't think she's on any social media. Or she might be. She just doesn't post or anything like that.
Boy.
It's kind of refreshing.
All right, so birthday was what? You just got drunk?
Yeah, yep.
Some sloppy drunk sex. Yeah.
Yo, you know what I noticed though about wine? It's a different kind of bent. I don't think I like it. It's not.
No, I don't like it at all, bro. I drink the wine. I'm like fucking hungry. I want to go sleep. You know.
Yeah, man.
It gets me feeling like allergies. I'm allergic to wine. I think. So.
Oh, you are?
It's a red wine, maybe not white wine. But I mean, white wine gets me fucking going though.
Yeah, I don't know. I was mixing all types of shit. People were.
Bro, I just can't drink alcohol anymore, bro. Alcohol just does not suit my body, dude. Anything I drink, my stomach started getting fucked up. I don't recover for 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting over it, man. You know, like it's like how much abuse can you take? If you go out and have a few drinks on a Thursday and you don't recover till Sunday, what's the point of drinking?
You've come a long way from Buddies of Crazy Horse, right?
I mean, I've come a long way from 40s of Crazy Horse and starting to drink on Thursday and then finally finishing drinking by Monday. You know? Going straight with no sleep. I mean, those were the days. I remember one year I went out. I don't know if I mentioned this on a podcast before. I went out New Year's Eve, and I didn't get home till January 3rd. Wait, was it the 2nd or the 3rd? I don't know, but it was so long that I was gone. People reported me missing.
Well, Rags, remember that one New Year's I was with you and I ended up sleeping at the train station? And when y'all woke up, y'all like, yo, where the hell's Jay? We can't find Jay. And I went to your comedy club with you after the party, and you left me there. Like,
I did?
Yeah, man. And everyone in the morning was like, at the JC crib. Everyone was like, yo, where the hell is Jay? And then
Where was I? Wait, where was I?
we went to Caroline's afterwards, and then you just bounced. I couldn't find you.
Oh, you didn't text me?
My phone was dead, but I don't know. You
Oh.
went off somewhere, and I didn't know the address where y'all lived at the JC crib, and I ended up sleeping in the train station. And then Sherman had to come get me. I think Sherman Ali had to come get me the next day.
Wow.
I called from some random person's phone.
Wow, that's funny.
By the way, JC Crib, you're referring to Jersey City when they lived in Jersey City.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's right.
And that was when we had a mansion in Newport, Pavonia.
Oh, that was a nice place.
We ended up there, man. But anyway, yeah, drinking ain't doing it no more. But let me tell you something. This is the type of weekend I had. Is that I did fucking 4 saunas on Friday and 2 plunges, and I overdid it. Had a show Friday night. Came home tired as fuck. Not real. I wake up and I have the worst headache from dehydration because I didn't hydrate properly, I guess. On and off headaches the whole weekend. I wasn't on social media. I was laying in my bed. I couldn't even fucking, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even pleasure myself properly with a headache.
Oh, that's brutal. Bro. Oh, that's brutal.
I couldn't even eat good food because the headache was bothering me. You know what I'm saying?
Just
I was
from the sauna. That's crazy.
Well, dude, I did 4 sauna sessions, 4 in one day. Because that boosts your growth hormone by 16 times. So I was ready to be revved up all weekend. Bro, when you tell me, I've done this in the past, and it's still, listen to this. So my dick is still hard all weekend because I'm revved up from all this, my growth hormone.
But you can't pleasure yourself?
Huh?
You have a headache?
I had to. But I had to go a little slower. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're getting too graphic here. But point being is...
You should have hit the boost oxygen while you were in
I was hitting 2 of them bitches. Like, that shit was still there. Finally, bro, I mean, I was just miserable all weekend. Again, I basically just spent it in my fucking room. Just relaxed, I guess. And I felt better this morning, thank God. I was like, dude, I hope I can do the podcast. I hope I have the headache on Monday. But I was chugging water, electrolytes, all that shit. So feel better now. But yeah, you got to be careful when you go in that sauna, man. Don't fry your brain, dude. I felt like I fried my brain a little bit, bro.
You had 4 sauna sessions, and how long exactly? How much of a time span?
I had 4 sauna sessions. I did in about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours.
That's crazy.
Usually I do them. So here's the thing. Usually I do 2 in the morning, 6 hours apart, 2 in the evening. When I do this, I do it once a month, once every couple of weeks. And just to boost my testosterone, if I need some energy for the weekend, you know what I mean? If I want some energy for the week, whatever it is, it does boost that. But this time I had to rush it because I had a show Friday. I had to rush the show. And so basically I only had like an hour and a half in between. Anyway, boring talk. Happy was Mother's Day, by the way. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, good and bad, and mostly good. This is what I want you guys to do. Bring up your best memory of your mother when you were growing up. I'll start. My best memory of my mom is when I was 3 or 4 years old. We used to watch Three's Company together, just me and her. Remember, this is back before my brothers were born, thank God. Because I had time, finally. I got some attention. But I would be and her would watch Three's Company, John Ritter. We would laugh, Mork and Mindy. We would laugh so hard together. And I was a little fucking kid. You know, I don't know half the jokes. But that's, you know, where my kind of, you know, like obviously sitcom humor in my head started. My life started was with that. And it was a very, very, like, gray memory. And it's fading away even more every year. But I still remember that.
I don't think I've ever seen your mom watch an English TV show in the years of come to your house.
She used to love Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, and
Three's Company
and Bosom Buddies. We were doing the whole
buddies.
Bro.
Wow.
Listen. My mom put me on some good shit when I was a kid. First of all, to put your son in 3 years old because I was like, Mom, why is Jack not is allowed to live with them? Because he was pretending to be gay. Remember the whole show?
Yeah, yep.
So to teach me that concept at an early age, I gotta commend her for being so woke. But anyway, so now your turn. Come on, go, boys.
Well,
I'll go.
Okay.
Fuck it. You know, my mom, Rags, and Jay, I don't think you've met my mom, but Rags, you know,
I know your mom very well.
My mom is very, very, very sweet person.
Artistic,
really
very artistic.
Artistic, very sweet. I think most of my friends have pleasant encounters with her. It was my dad.
Let me just say one thing before you, because she's so sweet that we would be the worst. We would be dressed in our awful clothes, baggy gear, looking like we just rolled out of trying to do anything wrong in our lives that we could, which was the truth. And she would be smiling at us and still be nice. And meanwhile, everybody else's mother treated us like shit.
And by the way, my dad treated everyone like shit too. My dad wasn't necessarily.
No, your dad was not the normal. Hey, these guys are douchebags. Yeah. I mean, we were, you know. But your mom would be like, "Here's some. What do you want to drink? Here's some pistachios." You know,
very sweet. Yeah, very pistachios. Yeah, pistachios.
What a Middle Eastern parent! What a Middle Eastern parent sharing
pistachios and cashews. That's right. And I mean, you know, behind closed doors, I'd get disciplined by her. There's no doubt about that. What mom doesn't discipline their son? But even like externally in public, you know, she's very like a sweet person, non-confrontational. I'm never gonna forget this road rage incident when I was like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. Okay, and you know, and you know, one thing she didn't like was like how you know, I'm air quoting here, Americans are so quick to, you know, flip you the bird, you know, if you just do something they don't like while they're driving, right? I mean, it's so common. It's such an American thing to flip the bird, right? And I guess she was driving her little Mazda, it was a little stick shift Mazda, sitting shotgun on front seat, and this car comes flying by her, cuts her off. She honks her horn, like, because she really kind of freaked out. So then the person just flicks her off. I have never seen my mom with this kind of rage. Then she does the double bird, crossed hand, double bird at the same time. So she was driving the car. Remember, this is stick shift. So she took both hands off the steering wheel and the stick, double crossed the bird. And she did one of these massive, like the veins popping out, like really trying hard. Now it's like, damn. And she goes, "These Americans think they can just flick me off like that? I don't care. I'll do it too." So, you know, that was one of the funniest moments. Watching my mom get publicly pissed off like that is always something to laugh about for me. That's my memory.
That's your, okay, there we go. Jay?
Yep. Well, one, you know, Rags, the reason you referred to me as a beaver.
I used to annoy your mom so much.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Because she'd call the house. And she wouldn't even say hi to me sometimes.
Is Jay there?
Is Jay there?
Yeah.
I'd be like, wait, hello, how you doing? Who's this? You know, I would be the biggest asshole. I'm like, "Hi, auntie, how you been? We miss you." And then I'd wait till the last second to say, "Hey, oh yeah, Jay's he's upstairs. I'll get him."
She hated me and all my friends. Yeah. We're such badass kids.
She was right.
Yeah, 100% in the right. And for you guys that don't know, the reason Rags has referred to me as Beaver a few times is because he heard my mom call me a beaver due to my teeth.
No way.
When I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I say, hey, if she's saying it?
Yeah.
That she called you the beaver?
She coined the term beaver for Jay.
Yeah. Get out of here, bro.
I never forgot about it. Never let me
Bro, and you imagine, Dose, when we were younger, we heard like one of our friends' parents say something like that about their own kid. We would have stuck with it.
And
by the way, Jay, sorry to cut you off here. I never met your parents either, for the record. And I know you always spoke highly about your dad.
Well, that's the thing. I think Jay's dad is like soft, right? And Jay's dad is like the more, obviously, I've never seen Jay's dad get angry, you know.
And the thing is, the only heard about your mom through our friends, because I kept hearing about the story how she would just call and be like, "Is Jay there?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Jay?
Yep.
That was the thing. Jay's dad would have never done that. Jay's dad has had like the sweetest
you guys used
conversations.
To share mafia books with my dad. Like the Italian mafia. Yeah,
he loved the mob. He was so intrigued. It's So yeah, these are great memories, boys. I'm glad we
That
brought them
one,
up.
and obviously the one, when you made me call her and confess.
Well, that's not a great memory. That's a
No,
shitty
but
memory.
no, it's actually a good one because, like, in
I mean, in the
hindsight,
moment, it wasn't.
yeah, and in the moment it wasn't. But I mean, that changed the.
I mean,
whole
our parents were.
course
I
of my
mean,
life.
listen. I remember, again, giving credit to my mom and dad. They put me on to everything. As far as like starting to watch comedy and stuff. Like, we watched the Jeffersons together. We watched freaking, Golden Girls, shit like that. Like it was crazy
Classic
because
stuff.
back then you didn't have like, we had only a few channels. You know what I'm saying? So our shit was limited, but they really set the pay. And like I remember when we were young, Martin was the big show, right? So we were in like 6th, 7th grade when Martin came out, right? And that really shaped me. And yeah, I remember I watched Martin me and AK and V watched Martin from season 1, episode 1 to the end. Religious. It really shaped us. But watching Fat Albert on Saturday morning, oh man, obviously the Saved by the Bells and all that bullshit, but Beverly Hills 90210 shit. But I mean, for me, like Sanford and Son, bro, that I love that show. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to what's going on in the world. It's important. First
Exciting
thing,
stuff.
let's get into it. The Diddy Trial officially started today. Jury has been selected. We're talking about 18 jury members, 12 men, 6 women, 6 alternates. Sounds like the perfect freak off, right?
I was getting ready to say it, and like 5 bottles of lotion.
Right? You got all these men, and these 18 people will decide the fate of Diddy. You know what I mean? They're deciding how long Diddy gets banged in the butt, right? So Diddy might actually enjoy this. He likes being cucked and powered. So this could actually work.
Oh yeah, they're all watching.
But I'll be honest with you. I do want to make some commentary on Diddy. And I thought about this. Diddy is guilty of domestic violence, of attempted murder, of using his power to do awful things, sexual deviance. But I don't think he's a sex trafficker. Okay? I don't think he might be grooming in some way, but he's not like, hey, you're going to be a you're going to be a prostitute, you're going to be a prostitute. I think most of the people he's calling are on Craigslist ready to go or through the agencies, right? Diddy was a busy man. He just made a phone call. He had people come to whichever city he needed them to be in, right? He didn't have the time to say, hey, we're going to start a whole thing where we're going to create these women who are going to become a hooker. Like, he didn't have the Jeffrey Epstein shit, But that's my opinion. We'll see where the trial brings. I mean, you guys have anything to say about this?
Yeah, I mean, with the whole sex trafficking thing, I think legally it's just if you bring a hooker from one state to another, they consider that sex trafficking, which I'm sure millions of people do, right? But they want
not millions
or whatever. I mean, across the world.
Holy shit, Jay!
And then once Cassie, right? The whole thing with Cassie's not supposed to be testifying right now because
she signed a.
Yeah, because legally, once you file a thing and they settle, she's not supposed to be allowed to testify. Again.
Here's the thing: when Diddy starts saying in the press, "I ain't do that to Cassie," he's like, "No, that." When Diddy starts saying no, he starts publicly making statements that this is after him. And I do believe they are after him in some way. But, bro, when Shine comes out and says, hey, I took the fucking charge for you. I went to jail for you. Yeah, you're the one who shot the person. I got to take Shine's word. And on top of that, now you're insulting the agencies of our, the government, right? Apparently the FBI, the Department of Justice, whoever the hell has come after this guy, the DA, they all got offended, I guess. But, yeah, we do know that this man is guilty of some things, don't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also, even though you say that with the Cassie tape is what has convinced everyone. It's
That's
also...
it was really over the top. I mean, the girl's down on the ground, and he just smacking a little bit. I mean,
it's obvious.
Thank God, I think her life may have been saved by the fact that he was trying to hold a towel around his balls with one hand. Okay, if it weren't for fucking that, then I don't know what would happen. Or she may not be here to talk about anything.
No.
Right now.
Do you think he's going to murder her right there?
I mean, look at his ex-wife.
I'm being sarcastic a bit there, but I'm just saying.
People are saying that he murdered his ex.
Kim,
what's her
right?
name? Kim Porter, yeah. Mad people think that...
he might have. That's the thing. I do believe the man is guilty of attempted murder, right? Yeah. So maybe he might be murder. But I don't believe he was a trafficking person, right? I don't think we can put him in the same kind of group as Epstein here.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make an example of him for sure, in some cases.
Yeah, of course. All right, next joke. Next topic. Does it feel like... Hold on, let me fucking find this thing, because I'm all over the place, as you guys know. Does it feel like some of Trump's executive orders, like he's high as shit, smoking a joint when he creates these things? He's like, yeah, we should reopen Alcatraz. Yo, that'll really... These motherfuckers will really see... Yo, May 7th, May 8th, make it a holiday. World War I, World War II, everybody, we don't get no credit for that shit, bro. Make it a fucking holiday. And matter of fact, that should be called the Gulf of America, bro. What the fuck, man? That shit is right next to us, too. I looked on the map just now. I mean, there's so many things when he's high as shit. Like, okay, here's the last one. What if I was the next pope? You know what I mean? Like every single thing he does, it feels like he's taking a hit of a joint, but right before he says the thing.
You're right. They are so random.
They're so random. I think. Okay, May 7th and May 8th are holidays. Did you guys even know that? He created holidays last week for World War I and World War II.
I didn't read that point.
Huh?
I didn't read that.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's done so much we can't even keep up.
It's just weird, random things.
I think, look, I know you're kind of joking, but I think that I think he really just, kind of in his natural state, just thinks of these fucking things and just spits it out.
I think it's the stupid people, some of them around. Because look, I do agree. Some of the stuff makes sense when you hear it, and it might not be executed properly. Obviously, right? I mean, markets are up today. Fucking fantastic. I mean, people are happy, but guess what? Kilmar Garcia is still locked in an El Salvador prison, and I believe the man is completely innocent, and we're forgetting his name. We're forgetting that man's name. We're not mentioning him in the media anymore much. The man is locked up for no reason. Can you imagine, Jay? You got locked up for nothing. Imagine that, bro. I got a soft spot for innocent people, man, and so should the rest of the world. He's not MS-13. Trump proved his bullshit when he said, hey, bro, he has MS on there. 13 literally. No, he doesn't, man. But anyway, I will always fight for an innocent man. I do believe that most of the people he probably has deported, they're probably criminals. But they do deserve due process. And I know 3 million people get due process. Oh, that's so tough. Obama did it. Obama deported the most people in our history.
Yeah, he did.
He gave him due process. Anyway.
They don't talk about that, do they?
No, but hey, market's up today, so that they'll distract us a little bit.
That's all this is, bro. That's all most of these little things are. Just distractions. Well, distractions. Bury the headline. Bury these kinds of juicy headlines with other headlines.
There is a juicy, juicy headline that came out that's so juicy. Oh, my God. This headline opened my eyes. My dick got hard with this headline, bro. Just because it's so juicy.
Keep that
Netanyahu and Trump are on bad terms. United States is now saying we are backing off. Netanyahu's like, bro, I'm going to do this shit unilaterally, which is just a fancy word for doing it alone. They're using the word unilaterally all the time. But let me tell you what's happening. That when your sugar daddy finds out the sugar baby has been stealing a little bit, has been lying, manipulating, guess what sugar daddy does? Sugar daddy starts talking to other, sugar daddy might realize that previous relationships of sugar babies are corrupted and sugar baby is lying about shit. And sugar baby does not treat her relationships that good or his relationships that good. And guess what now? Our last American freed from Gaza. Is that a coinky dink? I think not. So this is actually not trying to hide anything from us, right? Because it's out there. I thought this was bullshit because I never thought this should happen.
I know. It's like fucking
this is insane.
It's like their ex-girl, like their ex is like they're breaking up or some shit like that, right? It's like, I mean, and think about this. Trump went on a Middle East tour. He went to all these Middle Eastern countries and skipped Israel. It's like fucking when your ex starts seeing other countries and shit.
Well, literally, Netanyahu was like, literally,
I'm not
like,
mad. I just needed space.
I mean, Netanyahu was like, we got to detox from U.S. power, in the Middle East. So
I mean,
it is.
you know it's bad when Qatar is getting more quality time from Trump in the U.S. than fucking
Qatar
Israel.
Always got good. I think actually Qatar last time had the issue with something happened with Trump I know it was Kushner with Qatar. Kushner asked Qatar for money to invest in 668 whatever I don't know, one of those big buildings, $1 billion building that Jared Kushner made an awful investment in. And then Qatar bailed him out, even though they'd reject him initially because President Trump. Qatar's been on Trump's for a while. So, but which is funny that you mentioned that because to Qatar, President Trump accepted a gift from Qatar, $500 million, $500 million Palace of the Air private jet.
We'll get into that later, though, right?
What else do you get the man in the world with the tiniest dick? You know what I mean? Like when a Ferrari and a Lambo won't do. You know what I'm saying? When it's just too tiny. You know what I mean? But talk about compensating, man. Look, I'm not gonna lie. If someone gifted me a private jet, Palace of the Air,
I'm taking
if
that
someone
shit.
gifted me fucking economy plus tickets, bitch, I'm gonna take them. You know what I'm
taking
saying?
that shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm taking that shit. I'm not sweating that crap.
But come on, this is completely illegal. But hey, first of all, it's gonna be Air Force One, and then when he ends his presidency, it will become his own private plane.
Trump Force One.
Man, God damn, bro! Someone got to teach me how to get shit like that done, man. Because,
what
do you guys think here? Is this not a story? Is this a distraction? What's going on?
Oh, it's 100% a distraction. I'm actually insulted. We just glossed over the Netanyahu thing like that and went straight to Qatar. I mean, it's complete distraction. That's how big of a distraction it is. As a matter of fact, the whole the Batman and Robin breakup thing between him and Israel is a lot bigger than this whole Qatar thing, in my opinion.
So you think that's a distraction used to try to block that, maybe?
I don't know if it's used to block that, but it's definitely a distraction to block something.
Now, he also told he told Saudi Arabia, "Hey, you don't have to acknowledge Israel," which is crazy, and we'll still sell you nuclear bombs. You can have a peaceful nuclear weapon program, and we don't. Last time Biden was like, you gotta make sure you acknowledge Israel. Now apparently he didn't do that. So here's the thing. Now let's get to the important issue here: the children of Gaza who are starving, the people of Gaza who are suffering. Will they get relief? This is the big question. I don't know the answer, but I do know that I'm seeing more and more social media about what's happening there, man. It's really awful to see so many innocent people suffer. It breaks my heart because, again, I'm not saying anti-Jewish. I'm saying I'm pro people that are innocent, not suffering, okay? I want a two-state solution. It hasn't worked. It's an apartheid, right? I'm all about two states being there, Arabs and Jews being brothers. I'm totally about that. But do both sides want that? I don't know because I'm not an expert. And obviously, some people do and some people don't. Now, a lot of them don't. And I don't know. So what I do know, though, is that when I'm seeing children starve to death, it's hard not to pay attention. And I do know that when I'm seeing that people are begging for help with them there, it's not fake.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this plans for a Rivera of the Middle East in Gaza?
That's dumb. That's old news. Trump got booed on that so bad that Saudi Arabia rejected that, right? So immediately Trump's like, well, if I can't get my biggest, supporters in the area, I can't get everybody else to agree. That was a bad idea. That was when Netanyahu was probably topping him off real well during the day. Because let me tell you, he might have been getting topped off because Trump moved his chair into him. You see Trump pushes his chair in for him a few times. It's like, what the hell's going on here? But anyway, I think that Trump also has ego. Big ego. So something happened. And again, the media was like, look at Netanyahu making Trump his bitch. That's what the media was saying.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second.
And also, internal MAGA is probably in his ear a little bit. Like, bro, you understand a lot of our MAGA people do not want to pay for that war, right? They don't want to pay for that war, right? I don't want to pay for any.
I don't want to pay for that war either.
Right?
Yeah. I don't think
I'm
any
against war overall.
citizen wants to pay for that and fund it.
I'm against war.
How can you be opposed paying for Ukraine and not be opposed to pay for that Israel war over there, right?
Well, I was for, and I'm still for fighting a dictator, though.
Well, I am too. But my point is that's a big MAGA point right there, right? They didn't want to pay. They're tired of giving Ukraine money.
Exactly.
Right.
They are against any payment for anything,
and
they want to take away USA. Like, I'm not. We need USA to help people around the world, bro. And now kids are getting AIDS and shit like in Africa because of it, and we're not giving them money. Like, come on, are we that awful? You know, our humanity's kind of disappeared. But let's go into the next war. I will say this is good news. Ceasefire in India and Pakistan. They're working on it, which is fantastic news. Matter of fact, I love the word ceasefire. I'm gonna start using ceasefire in my everyday. You know, I get in a fight with my ex-girl. I'm like, we need a ceasefire. You know what I'm saying? Jay, next time you use that with Winter, it'll confuse her, throw her off. I think I need to look into a ceasefire. She's like,
I'm going to use it at work. I'm going to use it at work.
Use it everywhere.
Need a ceasefire.
Ceasefire.
Big bro, I need a raise. We need a ceasefire. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think what's great is that this war, hopefully it ended very quickly. We'll see what happens. But what's funny is after we on our podcast went out there and we said, you know, what we said about India having, you know, kind of a double standard, the way that Muslims are treated. And that's kind of where this all roots from. And obviously it takes two to tango. It's not just India's fault, right? But it is the bigger, wealthier, more power-having entity, right? So, going
Speaking
into
of which,
wait. Let me finish my point. I'm almost done.
Jay,
I'm seeing motherfuckers in like Canada, Indians in Canada. Here's my rule, folks. If you are not where the violence is, stop promoting violence. I'm seeing Indians in Canada. Fuck you. We're going to take Pakistan. We're going to crush them. They deserve it. We got to do what we got to do. It's been so long. Bitch, you're eating fucking patroon, whatever the fuck. What is it called? What do they eat?
Canadian.
Poutine on your fucking couch, smoking your weed, and you're going to fucking want to promote violence? You could say everywhere from the world, shut down the violence. But when you're promoting violence, it better be from within the territory where the violence is being created. Right? Eat your poutine. Shut the fuck up. They're called disco fries, bitch, by the way, in Jersey.
I was getting ready to say, confession, I don't know what a poutine is.
They're disco fries, so fries with gravy and cheese.
I'm not going to lie.
It's banging, especially for a vegetarian who's got nothing to eat at 3 a.m. He's at a diner. Of course he's going to get
great
disco.
Drunk food.
Either called gravy fries or disco fries in New Jersey. Don't you know those? You got gravy, you got cheese. Like provolone, like a white, like a hard melted cheese. But anyway, I'm glad for that. That was done. I mean, what were you saying, Jay? Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was like, it's just ironic because you talk about Netanyahu and Modi and Netanyahu are like this because India's weapons were all coming. Israel was supplying the weapons to India, and that's where they're like.
For those of you listening, Jay's crossing his fingers, meaning that Netanyahu and Modi are bosom buddies.
Yep, bosom. I love that reference. I love that reference.
Butt buddies.
Yep.
Remember when Vito's son Soprano said butt buddies? That was funny. All right, so moving on to our next thing. We got something to celebrate today. We got a new drug plan. Prescription drugs are going to be, according to Trump, 30 to 80%. You know, all right. So that also reminds me of Sopranos moment when Tony goes in the kitchen and he goes to Artie. He goes, party. I got this thing with some restaurant towels. I'll probably save you 40 to 80%. Remember that? He said that? He goes, I can save you between 10 and 100%. Like I don't know if it was a wide range, but 30 to 80%. Yes, can we get that? Listen, Biden, but didn't he undo like Biden's drug thing though? Right? Biden had something like this in there. Now I don't know how much. It didn't save me shit. Biden thing. So maybe this will save me some money.
No, it was shit. I got a freaking brain fart right now. I know what you're talking about
For
though.
seniors
He did
or something. Maybe for older people.
No, it was. Damn it.
But it was a prescription drug plan. I remember it was to save people on pharmaceutical drugs, right?
A very popular one.
Here's my fucking. Oh, whoops. Here's my question to you guys. Why is it that these? I understand the drug. It takes a long time to do the research and all that shit. But these drugs are so out of price, bro. Like, look, can we just follow the cartel? Weed is cheaper than ever. Cocaine, heroin, crack, meth, it's still $5. Okay? Crackheads are thriving. There's more crackheads than ever. They can get a $5 hit whenever they need. But I gotta pay $10 for a dick pill? What the hell? I gotta pay $10 for cholesterol meds? Meanwhile, I can go to the street and get fat $5. Can we get these drug prices down?
Do you think the cartel could also shorten the time it takes for patients to get to see their doctors? On top of that, 30-day deadline set by the executive order to freaking for pharmaceutical companies to lower the drug prices. It's shorter than the amount of time patients have to wait to see a fucking doctor.
What do you mean? So you're saying that
if I want to see a specialist, I got to wait months.
But
right?
If you want to see a doctor that ain't got much going on, like Dr. Cash Patel, he available. There's always a couple doctors out there that are ready to go. No, and in the United States at least. But yeah, you're right. A good doctor, it takes months. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. It takes longer to set up an appointment sometimes than it does now. But again, through 30 days ain't happening. I mean, let's hope it does. But
it's an aggressive timeline, right? And that kind of aggressive timeline, I mean, it sounds good and all, but that kind of shit, man, how do you pull that off?
Is it distracting us from something?
Sure.
I mean, I don't even know how he's going to be able to pull this off, honestly, because just the way the pharmaceutical industry works, right? Like, it takes the investment cost is anywhere from $800 million to $1 billion to get a drug to market. So it's high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah, Jay, you're in this industry.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
First of all, AI is coming for your job.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Now Trump is like, bitch, we're going to run your pockets.
Right. And the thing is, we've already had massive layoffs. So the way the pharmaceutical industry especially is so cyclical, right? So a pharmaceutical industry is thriving when it has exclusivity in its major drugs, right? Once that goes off exclusivity and the generics are allowed to come in, all the profits tank.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
exponentially.
obviously, yeah. That's why Blue Chew came out of nowhere and took all the money.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No one knew what Blue Chew was. Everybody thought it was Viagra. Then Blue Chew came along with a good marketing campaign. And, all of a sudden, you got, what's his name? What's the famous wrestler? Woo!
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair selling dick pills. Chris Hansen, the Predator catcher, selling dick pills. Like, what is that? Obviously, he's brilliant.
They start preparing 3 years in advance. So you'll see mass layoffs going in like years in advance in preparation for drugs coming off patent exclusivity.
But, hey,
so
listen, man.
They have to set those prices in order to maintain that.
Okay, but can you admit one thing, Jay? These lobbyists are all millionaires and billionaires.
Oh, yeah.
So 100%. What the hell's the money at? Where's the money going? There's someone's
going
getting
to them.
paid.
It's going to the people on top.
No, they're saying that the U.S. we've been subsidizing for all the other countries. Yeah. I mean, they were ripping. I don't know how accurate that is, by the way, because I've never heard that we've been basically subsidizing for Europe all these years, and that's why they've been having such good healthcare plans over there. I mean, it sounds nice. It sounds very patriotic.
Man, I knew all about that, bro. I was ordering fucking pills from India, bitch, way back.
Yeah, the biggest generic manufacturers are in India,
and
so what I'm saying is, on the surface, on the surface at least, I mean, this is a great fucking thing. It's a big deal. I mean, it deserves some kind of positive acknowledgement. I don't want to shit on all. I mean, I got a lot of questions.
We got to see the results, Dos.
Like, I mean, what qualifies as a significant reduction in prescription drug costs anyway? Like, is there like some kind of specific threshold?
30 to 80%, like Tony, 30 to 80%. I'll save you 30 to 80. I don't know. That's the thing. We'll find out, man. It could just all be for shits and giggles at the end of the day. Apparently it's in writing. We'll see. But so was Biden's, and I saved $1 off Biden's plan.
He said the U.S. will pay the same price as the nation that pays the lowest price anywhere in the world. Which is interesting.
That's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, like you go to India, you pay crackhead prices for some of this shit. You know what I mean?
Crackheads are rejoicing right now, bro. They're like, hell yeah, man! I'm getting me my fucking blues for like $5.
Egg dick pill.
No. All right, let's see what else we got going on today. I wanted to congratulate Pope Leo. I like this Pope, man. I'll tell you what, Pope Leo, Chicago guy, eating Chicago Italian beefs, and he likes the White Sox. I'm not sure why he doesn't like the Cubs, but I like this guy because he came out and said, he goes, we need to stop the war, and AI going to take us out, which no one is talking about, and I will guarantee you, AI is the problem, the real problem. If we get out of these wars, you'll see AI is going to be the thing that destroys us. Anything that can happen bad will. If we learn anything in our lives yet, right? Anything that's going to happen will happen. And in this case, it will. Why won't the machine? When evil people have AI in power and access in their hands, what do you think is going to happen?
Only
the
matter
fact
of
that
time.
we don't have regulatory standards right now, we are headed for trouble. The fact that we have the top tech companies all vying, like they did for the best search engine. Now they're vying for the best AI, and they've all forgot about the fact that we need checks and balances, controls on AI, kind of like we do on the government, which we don't have right now. So it's all kind of just going out of control.
It sounds like the Terminator. The whole premise to the Terminator movies.
I mean, I believe AI is going to fuck us up, man. It's just come on, bro. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? It's designed to mimic us. We done fucked everything up since we started. We are the biggest leeches, bro. All we do is dump garbage and landfill. I don't even know how that works. That's scary to me. I think about it sometimes when I'm high as hell on edible. I'm like, how much shit they got in them landfills? How much more shit they gonna be able to fill up in there? And there's mad plastic in the ocean, they say. Like, obviously there is. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think about the landfills ever?
No.
Do you ever think where the plastic you're throwing away goes?
Yeah, I do.
You ever think about those big beaver teeth and where they're going to fall one day?
I do. I do think about the environment and what we're doing to.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the landfill. How big can these landfills be?
Light them up. Light them up. Light them up.
But isn't that bad? Plastic burning?
Controlled lighting.
I heard you burn plastic. You put a hole in ozone, right? Or the greenhouse gas?
Yeah, there's some, I don't know, there's some Asian
There's a controlled mechanism to do all that. They figured it out over there in Asia. I'm sure we could figure it out over here.
Did they figure it out?
Yeah.
They're polluting as a motherfucker in China, bro. They're still polluting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pope Leo, my man. He ain't afraid of Trump. I'll tell you that. That's why a lot of the right-wingers don't like him.
Yeah, he's left-leaning, yeah. He's a left-leaning Pope.
His brother's right-leaning, though. His brother loves Trump.
But I mean, he's put out some tweets that, obviously suggest he's left-leaning. Also, kind of like thinks practically, too. He's not like OD libetard kind of thing,
Yeah, I think the first thing he said was, we got to end the wars. Like, we have to treat people right. I mean, he's doing what anybody with morals and ethics wants done now. Is to say, hey, let's not kill innocent kids. Let's not kill innocent people.
He didn't have a problem with, or did he have a problem with Trump putting his picture when he was when he put himself as the Pope? Did he ever comment about that or say anything about that?
I don't think he cared. That's the thing. I think all he's commented on is like, look, I think we need to. The United States has a really bad immigration policy, needs to be fixed. He's very honest about that, which we do. And we do need to figure out how to get people legally here.
That's right.
These people do deserve to come here. We're all three products of immigration right here. But so this is interesting to me. This came up. So I want to play this video, Dos. South Africans are now being chartered into our country on planes, chartered, paid by the U.S. government.
Hello.
White South Africans who are called refugees.
Say that again. White South Africans, not all South Africans. White
South Africans, because Trump has used the words white genocide. Can you believe this man used the word white genocide? He's fast tracking white people to citizenship from South Africa. These are all Dutch people, by the way. They're all Dutch.
Yep.
And Netherlands.
Afrikaans. Yep.
And I'm surprised, let's watch the video before we.
The only wall that he wants to build is around diversity.
All
right.
I'm not.
Today, nearly 60 white South Africans were admitted into the United States. It's part of President Donald Trump's resettlement program for white Afrikaners, largely descendants of Dutch.
Can I just say that's the first time? When I read that, Afrikaners, I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. Afrikaners. Okay, very good.
Settlers in South Africa. Afrikaners also led the racist apartheid government there until it ended in 1994. Today, the White House alleges that a new South African law, which redistributes unused land to the state, is racist, and that the white minority is being persecuted by the.
Pause it. Okay. Do these people
must be a delay?
Look like refugees?
A long time ago. No.
Right?
No, they don't.
Not at all.
They don't look like they've been displaced. They don't look like they're across international borders on foot, desperate to find peace. I mean, these people look like they aren't doing too bad. This is before they've received any aid.
Is this them right here? Is this them right here? Are these them?
Yeah.
Yep.
God bless them, man.
Leading the apartheid.
God bless them.
Until 94.
So
God bless them all.
So here's the thing. Keep playing
it. Even as it suspended the U.S. refugee resettlement program, leaving thousands of approved refugees worldwide stranded. Joining us now is Bill Freilich, the head of the Refugee and Migrant Rights Division at Human Rights Watch. Bill, welcome to the News Hour.
Good to be here.
By the way, Rags, I'm really glad that you picked PBS. A PBS link, a video.
Of course, you know I'm gonna pick PBS. That's my shit.
This is Rags gave me a YouTube link for this, and we, for those who are loyal to our show, you will know we discussed. We discussed this last week that he's trying to take away federal funding from PBS and all that stuff. So Rags is supporting PBS network.
I'm not supporting. This is pretty I think actual reporting here, right? I don't think there's a reason to lie.
There's debate about that. Just
watch it. This is Trump's own words. You're going to see Trump's own words. Watch it.
Oh, that's all I want to hear.
Trump was asked about the classification of these families as refugees. Here's what he had to say about conditions in South Africa.
It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about. But it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white.
Well, look how orange his face is.
White or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa.
White farmers being brutally killed, their land being confiscated. What do you make of these allegations of white genocide, as the president has said, as we know Elon Musk has said before, and the classification of these families as refugees?
Yeah. Well, this is not factually supported from any of the information that we've seen. The expropriation law that you mentioned.
Are we really listening to the rest of this shit now? Come on. What are we doing here?
I don't think this guy has a reason to lie. Do you really think this guy has a reason to lie?
What we're sharing right now on our screen is a statistic from the government of South Africa 2017 land audit report, which states that white South Africans make up about 7% of the country's population, but own more than half of the farmland in South Africa. Go ahead, Rex.
I just wanted you to see that freaking. Okay, so most of the land and most of the money is in the hands of the white people that are currently there, right? And there was an apartheid. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not making that up. And I also wanted,
and they were the oppressors in the apartheid. The
so
white South Africans.
that was the apartheid people that just got refugee status, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I know there are poor South African whites, by the way. There are.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot more poor blacks South Africans, okay? And here's another thing. I don't see one thing about Trump letting in no coloreds. Like, coloreds in South Africa are the brown and black combination, or brown and white combination, or right? Or brown, white, and black combination, right? It's any combination that's not white. That's not pure white. I mean, he keeps saying white people, but these are basically Dutch and French people, right? So why are they not being taken to the Netherlands or to France?
And there's absolutely
why are we? Well, here's the thing: we are not taking anybody else's country's people where there's genocide. Why are we not taking people from Gaza if we're taking people from South Africa that are undergoing a genocide? Apparently,
it's another thing in a long line of things he's doing that nobody has asked for.
Elon Musk did, though, buddy. That's the point. Elon Musk is as bad as the herpes on your nose. He just is attacking. He's ruining shit.
To take a quick intermission to point out something totally unrelated, because it is a hot topic right now. It's happening now. Okay. Game 4 of the Knicks Celtics.
Okay.
The New York Knicks have defeated the Boston Celtics in Game 4. I think it was like 121 to 113 or something like that. Right.
Congratulations.
So now it is. And now look, I am not officially a Knicks fan, but I am rooting for them, and I root against Boston. Okay, those arrogant little pieces of shit. And see, all you Boston cats got hyped up after game effing 3, talking about still gonna win and Celtics in 6, blah 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 blah. It's not impossible.
Hey,
still a series.
Let me just say something, and this should show you guys out there how bad sports betting is. The guy who knew nothing about the sport won the bet.
That's true, Rex.
I haven't won the bet yet, but I definitely beat them.
Yeah.
You said
Rex is the only one that predicted the Knicks would actually go through, and they're up 3-1 now.
So
he was just trying to be a contrarian. That's all.
No, I honestly looked at the momentum of those first two games.
Yeah. Another wild prediction after the first two games.
After
game
one. After game 1.
I saw the New York fans, and I said, you know what? The
Let
Knicks,
me ride for them.
you know what? Maybe they got it.
And how dedicated am I to all of 6 of our followers to sit here and record while this game is going on? I don't even have my TV on. My TV's not even on right now. Right next to me.
It's not your team.
That's true. That's true. Hey, Monday Night Football, my team was on TV. I recorded. Remember, I insisted I record even when my team plays. You know that.
Of course, and I understand that. Listen, hey, we recorded. Didn't we record during the playoffs, baseball or something?
Yeah. And I was like, you were like, and it was you that was like, are you sure, dude? Your team? No, we're gonna do this.
I don't think I could have. This year I will, because our team sucks.
Anyway, back to the
but
important stuff.
This is such a double standard with South Africans compared to people in Gaza who are also displaced and also, starving, hungry, and murdered. And these people in South Africa aren't being murdered.
No, that's what I'm saying. This whole
they only did this because the president, prime minister, whatever South Africa said, I can take your land now without giving you a reason. That's because they're like, we are fed up of the white people owning everything.
First of all,
the black people never got a chance to own it because we were under an apartheid. Yeah. So why don't we get a chance to own shit once in a while?
First of all,
fuck yeah, why not?
Where is he getting this word genocide from? I don't does he not know the meaning of the word genocide?
That's what I'm saying.
They're not being off, but they're like as a race.
Okay, hold on. There. You want me to answer where he's getting it from?
Yeah.
Elon Musk. You mean to tell me that they haven't had private discussions and deals related to like white South African refugee policy? I mean,
matter of fact,
there's definitely some political endorsement, quid pro quo, some crap like that. That's what I call relationship management right there.
Oh boy.
My God. That's what Trump and Netanyahu about to do some shit like that.
Great.
Fix their shit.
Yeah.
All right, good episode, guys.
All right. Good job.
All right, guys. A Dose of Rags, ADOUSRAAGZ. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week.
Peace.
Love y'all.
Good night.